Hello everybody. I want to take a minute to solve this problem for you where we are given a function and we want to calculate what happens with various inputs. That's how I'd read this. There's the function, and then this first question says what happens when you put 6 into the function, and then part B says what happens when you put x plus 9 into the function. Okay, so I want to think about like this. Here's that function the way that it appears in the question. F of x equals x squared plus 7x plus 6. With a function, the goal, at least for us for now, is to put something in, an input, and then get something back out, an output. A function is inputs and outputs. Okay? Maybe it would be helpful though in this problem to think of it this way. What happens if I erase the x out of this? Then I get just the calculations. Okay, it says that you take the input goes where the x is, so the input goes in all of those empty spots. That's what I get when I take the x out. I'll put it here and you square it plus 7 times whatever the input or the number you plug in is, and then plus 6. Okay, so let's do that first one. That first one was, what's f of 6? What happens when you put 6 in? Well, imagine if you took this and you see everywhere there's a blank, suppose you put a 6. That's what it's saying. So I have this shell of the function with the x's erased out of it because I'm just going to put something in where the x is. So let's say I erase the x out, and then the question says what's f of 6? What happens when you put 6 in? So to make it stand out, I wrote the 6 with a different color. Goes in everywhere there's an x, I put a 6. Okay. And then I do a little math from there. 6 squared is 36. 7 times 6 is 42. And then it amounts to I'm adding 36 plus 42 plus 6. And I get 84. So then the result is if I plug 6 in, I get 84 back out. That's just what happens. So that's why we say like f of 6 is equal to 84. Okay, but what about this next one? The next one with that input, the thing that we're plugging in is x plus 9. It's not a number. It's got a variable in it. And that will make it more confusing. But I'll suggest at least thinking of it this way, that so that we don't get all the x's confused, see the function as just the x is this empty spot where anything that goes into the function gets plugged in. Okay? So I'm going to treat it like that. This is the function that we're given. All I've done is erase the x's out of it. Okay? Because that's where anything I plug in is going to go. So now I've got these empty spots just sitting there. And whatever I plug in, it goes right there. The question says, what happens if the input's x plus 9? So I write x plus 9 in all the inputs. Now, just like up here, once I do that, it would be a matter of doing all the math as far as I can do it. So let's see. As far as I can do it, this is how this formula simplifies. Just like I can square a 6, I could square x plus 9. X plus 9 squared is by the meaning of the word square in math, as we multiply it by itself. And if you use FOIL multiplication and you multiply it by itself, then you'll get this. You'll get x squared plus 18x plus 81. That's x plus 9 squared. I can evaluate that. I can work that out. Okay, so let's see. X squared plus 18x plus 81. What about over here? Well, it's just like I can multiply 7 times 6. I can multiply 7 times the entire quantity x plus 9. I'll have to distribute it, and everything in there gets multiplied by the 7, but I can do that. So let's see. I'll get 7 times x. And then I'll get 7 times 9, like that. And then I've got this 6 that's just like plus 6 on the end of it. Okay? Alright, now this is what I get. Plugging in that input into the function. Notice how, look at the blue ink, look at the red ink. Plugging in the 6 is no different than plugging in the x plus 9. Okay, then I worked it out from there. The only question when we get to this point is there some way to reduce it? If I can combine stuff, if I can cancel things, if I can give an answer that has less stuff in it than what you see here, then I will go ahead and do that. Okay? So anyway, let's see. I think I can condense a little bit of this stuff. So x squared I don't see is compatible with adding to anything else there. Okay, but 18x and 7x is. So I go ahead and add that together, and I'll get 25x. Okay, and all right, so that takes care of the x squared, the 18x, and the 7x. What about 81 and 63? Okay, so that's 144, but then plus the 6, that's 150. So I'll get plus 150. All right, and then at that point, that's as far as I can take it. So then I see that as my answer. If you plug in x plus 9, you're going to get x squared plus 25x plus 150. Okay, so we've got it. We've reduced it. We can't get a simpler or smaller answer than that. So let's try it out. So what do we got here? X squared plus 25x plus 150. And then we just have to check it, and it's correct, and then that's all we need to do. Okay? Now we can treat this negative x, this last part of the question, the same way. Look back at this. The function is here, right? I'm looking at it like that. And whatever I'm plugging in, I've written in blue so you can pick up on that pattern of that there's two things. There's the function, and then there's what we plug into it. Okay? Once we get that written down, we just do the math from there, being careful to simplify it the right way.